Reggie Bush joins me now here on Coast to Coast. Thank you so much for joining us. No, you're more than welcome. Look, okay, so I got to get this off my chest. There's some rumors out there. There's some confirmation, not confirmation. Are you retired? Are you an analyst? What are we doing?
I am not retired. I'm still working out. I'm still grinding every day. I'm staying in shape. Still, if the right situation comes through, then I'll go back and play. But by right situation, I mean a team with a good quarterback.
Okay, that's what you mean. Well, good luck with that one. Because how many teams in the league right now do you think have great quarterbacks?
A handful.
A handful.
Not a handful.
All right, so
and that's a handful of teams. If they call, then
Reggie's available.
I'm available.
All right, so let's start right there. You put your analyst hat on, so we'll ask you some questions because one of the hot topics, speaking of running backs, is Zeke Elliott. He will play this weekend, the back and forth and back. What's your take on everything that has been happening with this fight in that franchise?
I mean, it's just an emotional roller coaster, right? Even for me as a fan, right? And you don't know if it's one week he's playing, 1 week he's not playing, and I think to Teddy Bruschi's point earlier was that. At some point, if they do end up suspending him, will it carry over into the postseason, right? When they need him most, or to the end of the season, when they have to make a push to the playoffs, and you gotta think that this is wearing on the team at some point. And as much as the coaches and all the players try to say that we're not worried about this, we're focused on football. It does affect them.
That's a very fair point. They will tell you we're on to Cincinnati, if you will. But what kind of wear and tear does that take on your football team? That distraction?
Yeah, just emotionally, right? Because I came in here all prepared to talk about Alfred Morris and Derek McFadden, and for those guys, they're every week they're like, okay, I'm going to get a chance to play, or I'm going to get the lion's share of the carries, and all of a sudden it's back to Zeke. So. It definitely has effects, and it wears on you, especially over the season. And you just hope that the leadership will take over, right? And the leadership, the guys will look to the leadership to keep the team going in the right direction. But again, it has to wear on the football team.
Yeah, and wear on the football team leads me to, and it's not a distraction, it's an injury, unfortunately. Deshaun Watson, star rookie quarterback for the Texans. My reaction as well. I'm like, that did not happen. So he tears his ACL, in practice. And I ask you about this. What does it take for him mentally, and obviously physically, we can talk about that too, but mentally stay focused while he's out? Because you had an injury.
I had a few injuries.
Did you tear your ACL when you were with the 49ers just in 2015? How do you stay focused so you can get back on the field?
Well, I think he's going to have to lean on the veterans of the team. J.J. Watt, obviously, who just went through a season-ending injury.
He's out too. Yeah,
he's out too as well. But leaning on those guys to help you through those situations. For me, for example, my rookie year, I had guys like Deuce McAllister, Drew Brees to kind of help me, guide me through my first couple years in the NFL, and I think the same thing for Deshaun Watson. He can lean on the veterans of the football team to help him, but for the Houston fans, though, I mean, Jesus,
it has to be devastating.
It has to be devastating, right?
So to that end, they bring in Tom Savage. He was benched at halftime week 1. So if he wasn't the answer then, why would you think he would be the answer now? I ask you this. Do you see a situation where somebody like Colin Kaepernick would come in and play for that team? Could you see that happening?
I mean, yes and no. I think, pre Bob McNair's comments, I might have thought that he had a shot. But now it seems as though, Kaepernick is being blackballed by the NFL. And I mean, just more and more, every week that he's not signed, it just seems to be more and more evidence that, the NFL, they don't want to deal with him. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate because, Kaepernick can help a football team. And he's better than a lot of, probably every backup quarterback in the NFL right now.
But the argument has been he can't necessarily help the bottom line.
Right.
Is that true in your opinion?
I don't think that's true. And I think, listen, at the end of the day, you want to win football games. And you want to surround yourself with the best players that are going to help you win football games, right? So, if he's better, he's proven that. He's proven that he's better than every backup quarterback in the NFL. So why not give him a shot? I know all the stuff that comes along with it, but at the end of the day, this is about winning football games. And if a guy can help you win football games, then so be it.
Let's transition to a place where you became famous. That's college football. First college football playoff rankings were unveiled on Tuesday. I wanted to know, you look at where the committee put Georgia 1, Alabama 2. Do you think they got it right?
Yeah, I think you can make an argument for both cases. I think, when you look at what Nick Saban said, right, he said that the polls are poison. And I think all this did was give him fuel and the team fuel to prove that we're being disrespected, right? And they've been at #1 it seems like for the last 4 or 5 years. And so I think this is good for college football fans to see the polls shaking up a little bit.
Parity, yeah.
Have Georgia at #1. Alabama, they're obviously going to be in the run for it when it's all said and done. Whether they're #1 or 2, does that really matter? As long as they're in the playoffs.
All right. So what do you think about Notre Dame and Clemson? Do you think there are significant contenders?
Yeah, I think they're significant contenders, and obviously, we handed Notre Dame basically the top 4 rankings. But
how do you feel about Notre Dame? Do you love Notre Dame or do you not like them so much? I'm not for sure.
I don't like them. I'm just be honest, I don't like them.
Yeah, just say
I don't like it. And it's even worse that I got to deal with, my boys Golden Tate and all these guys texting me. I got to hear from.
I got to hear from them. Before I let you go, this is the true reality. I cannot have someone who went to USC on the show and be as kind to you. We play you all. We as at UCLA play you all November 18th. Should we make that's Should we make a friendly wager? Who's winning?
That's a guaranteed win. I'm guaranteeing victory right now. On ESPN, you heard it first. I'm guaranteeing victory.
Okay, you want to give us a score? Because that's rude, Reggie.
Here we are. The score is going to be a lot to a little. That's the score.
A lot to a little?
A lot to a little. That's the score.
You are coming on my show trash? Talking about a lot to a little?
Listen,
all right.
We know who run LA.
All right. UCLA, 8 clap, represent. Reggie Bush, ladies and gentlemen, on Coast to Coast. And I guess you're going to stick around and judge top 5.
I'm sticking around for a little bit, yeah.
All right, David, back to you.
Hey, I want Reggie to stick around for this, too. We got an Explain Yourself, and maybe forgive the Cowboys for being excited. They found out Ezekiel Elliott will play on Sunday. So Joe Looney giving us the half shirt, Zeke's trademark half shirt. Now,
I'm sorry.
Well, there's some things you can't unsee there. That's Joe. Joe's got a little bit of a Joe there.
Wait, what was happening there?
I think he was sort of flaunting what he brought to the table, right? What do you think, Reggie? You've seen that before, right?
Reggie, you like that?
I like it. I like when the big guys get a chance to dance and show off, man.
Yeah, because it's not fair. You're right. They need love, too.
Yeah, big guys need love, too.
I agree with you. Now, David, what are we doing with ourselves right now?
We're going to go to a break, but let me just